so here are some of the spices and things I use for cooking. I think it's very important that you keep your food tasty and interesting. So I have a wide variety of just dried spices. For this meal, I'm going to go with my crushed chilies because I like it spicy. A little bit of smoked paprika. I think some dried thyme, although I have fresh herbs over there. I like to mix them. And I'm always a fan of garlic powder and the onion granules. So, and sometimes, just for a hint of depth of flavor, I'm going to go with a little bit of cinnamon, actually. It's surprisingly good. This is American cinnamon. It's a little different from here. Oh, and I like vinegar, so I'm going to put a liberal helping full of vinegar. Cooking with acid really helps develop the flavor. It gives a nice balance to the salty and some of the sweet that's in there. We want to bring in some acidic components as well. So, see you back over there. Well, I'm just going to start dumping some of my seasonings in. So, I take the whole lid off. No need to really measure. Probably about a dessert spoon or tablespoon of each. Maybe a few less on the chilies. Just a shake or two of the cinnamon. You don't really detect it, it just adds an extra dimension to the flavor. Onion granules. And garlic powder. Alright, then I'm going to toss it in a little bit of red wine vinegar. So again, I'm just going to put a splash. And just using my hands, you can use tongs. Could just use tongs. I'm just going to toss that around so that everything gets nice and coated straight away. And I'm also going to make room for my roast. So I've still got to put the meat in here. And this is pretty full, but it will cook down. So it might start a little bit high. But I'm just going to grab my beef. This is a kilo or so. Settle it right in there. And season it a little more. Let me rinse my hands. Good sanitation is very important. And I'm just going to sprinkle the meat with some salt. Salt and pepper it. There's already enough seasonings in the actual crock pot that should be good. Don't be afraid of salt. We've eliminated processed foods and junk food from our diet, so we do need electrolytes. We need salt. Use it to flavor and cook your food. It's very delicious, all right? All right, then all you got to do, throw that lid on, and there's only 3 settings: low, high, and keep warm. I'm putting it on low, and it's going to cook for 8 hours, and you're going to have the most tender and delicious shredded beef. It's going to cook in its own juices with all these flavors mingling in. You know what? I'm going to throw in some rosemary because I have it sitting here. And a couple sprigs of thyme. And I even have a little bit of parsley. I'll just throw that on top as well. And it's just going to cook down, season itself, flavor itself, create its own juices, and voila, meals for days, or at least a couple. All right, cheers guys, that was easy. All right, so it's first thing in the morning. This has actually been going for about 12 hours, which just proves that you can't really overcook in a crock pot because it seals all the moisture in. It's just been slow cooking. I'm going to take that lid off and look at what we have here. It has just created its own stew. Everything is just cooked down. It is it's ready to eat, or just allow it to cool. And I'm going to just take my beef and remove the there we go. That'll just pop right off. I'll set that aside and just demonstrate how easily shreddable this meat is. Just take a couple forks and it just falls apart. So it's just like a nice beef stew. Delicious. So shred your meat up. Stir it up with all your veg. You might want to remove your whole herbs that we have in here for flavor. And serve yourself a nice big heaping bowl full. I like to put it down over leaves of spinach, a few big handfuls of spinach in a bowl. Nice couple large cups of this on top, and you've got some good eating. So enjoy. That couldn't have been easier. 5 minutes prep and you're done. Have a good one, guys.